Stand by for the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, Forbidden History Live. What they didn't want you to know that we tell right here. And want to say hello there to all of the wonderful friends standing by on the channel right now. And we're turning it on. We're going in, Neo. Please note that the following views and the opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily the views nor the opinions of the Master Force Group, YouTube.com, Free America Radio Network, our sponsors, our partners, and MFG is a private society, and nothing here is ever to be construed as hate, medical, nor legal advice. And listen to the Forbidden History, prime time, 7 days a week right here on realpublicradio.net, because hidden beneath the sands of time lies the greatest of all mysteries. It's the Forbidden History. Unearth for yourself the secret truths that lie hidden just beneath the surface below our feet. What is it that the powers that be do not want you or I to know? Come and journey with us as we explore and dare to know, because it's all right here, coming your way 7 days a week on the realpublicradio.net, Free America Radio Network, and on YouTube.com as Forbidden History Live, and on NinjaCat111 as the Forbidden History Chronicles. The old archives are found at The Forbidden History Series. 4 words, The Forbidden History Series, and go back to June 21st, 2018. June 21st, 2018, where we began the latest round of expose that nobody else is talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The truth is stranger than fiction, and yet it is all an open secret, but nobody is getting it, and that's amazing. Well, it's because the great lie prevails. It's the way they did it. You know, the beast system deceived the entire world. What part of the entire world don't we get? But every now and then a crack breaks in the wall and we get through. Stand by for the broadcast. Coming to you live from Studio Z at the Lighthouse in Central Ohio and Free America Radio Network in the land of dreams, enchantments, and nightmares. It's Forbidden History Live. What they didn't want you to know that we tell right here with your host, Dezert-Owl. Still time to call your friends, ladies and gentlemen. Still time. Good to have you tuning in on the broadcast today, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome Tiddly Beauchanks, wherever you are in the world, and all of you out there. Welcome to any of our new listeners, and of course our old friends that keep coming back for more. They can't get enough of what they didn't want you to know that we tell right here, ladies and gentlemen. And you know why we're here, of course, right? Because here is where we bring you the most important information on the face of the entire earth or under the earth. Here is where each week we bring you the very best in radio broadcast listening while we reveal the greatest secrets and the deeper mysteries of life. Yet the one question that will always remain will be this: can you handle the truth as it will be presented here this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow at dawn, in the future, wherever you are around the world? I don't know if you can handle the truth. I don't even know if you want the truth. The truth is stranger than fiction, yet the truth can set you free, ladies and gentlemen. And but the the brain dead mass out there just say, don't give me the truth. I just love that fiction, and that fiction is so good, so powerful. But nonetheless, we're going to give it to you straight right here, ladies and gentlemen. So stand by. Still time to call your friends. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Part 5 on the true sacrifice of ASHAYAACH, Isaac, okay, the concluding story and what happened to his mother at the same time, all speak spiritual truth in metaphor and symbol, ladies and gentlemen. It's all right here, of course, so don't go away. And we got questions coming up. Just Love has sent me a barrage of questions we're going to go through at the top here, so get your notepad, all right? All right. Okay, well, we'll call that a wrap on the music. My timing was off today, and I apologize, but I usually go with the flow of the song, but I forgot somebody needed a notice, and I had to go to that email real quick. And that's right, we're to realpublicradio.net. They've got all the money. We don't have any money, but we do get it done on a song, a wing, and a prayer, and you are a prayer, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, if you weren't there, we wouldn't be here. But the question is, if we weren't here, would you be there? Now, think about that, okay? And yeah, we're talking about the sacrifice of Isaac, and that'll be our conclusion today. Isaac, was he just some child victim that was going to be sacrificed by his father, didn't have no say in the matter, or was he a full-grown adult, and did he, actually want to be sacrificed? It's we read most of it, and so you can go back and listen to the replay now on the preceding programs, but nonetheless, it is an amazing story because everyone was willing to give everything they had to serve the great spirit of life, Yahweh, who is the great Dul of Haim, so it's epic, and of course we don't get it in our Masoretic / Egyptian text, the Old Covenant that they gave us, and yeah, and what are you saying? Just Love, someone has led me, and I am finding it all very interesting. Good peeps, too. Okay, Desert is host. If you have any questions, put my name in all caps, and then put your question in upper lowercase. I just need to see Desert in all caps. That way it's not too blurry, okay? I need new glasses, so just help me out there. And but, yeah, the evidence of how our scriptures, our received scriptures that we love, we love our scriptures. We want to think our scriptures are giving us the truth, and the essence of the scriptures is true, the essence. But yet the details have been altered on the sacred altar of man's occultic sacrificial altar. It's been manipulated by man. Of course, when man gets involved in something, there's usually a problem, right? Anytime you're having a problem, it's usually somebody behind it, right? It's not some invisible creature with wings on his back flying around doing damage. It's usually some guy that puts his pants on every day, creating a problem for you, right? And so, and that's the way it is in nature, because when Yahweh made creation, he made everything perfect. He made it. It says good, but that's how the priesthood watered it down. He made everything perfect. And in fact, the word perfect isn't even the right word, because it said that it was Yaltzar. After every day, right? He said, and he saw, and it was good. But that's the cover. That's the milquetoast version of what it was really saying. And when it said Yaltzar, well, Yah means that which goes round, and Zar, well, Zar is the original word for the star. Star is a corruption. It's Zar. That's why we had a guy in Rome called the Caesar, the Caesar Tsar. You see, and in Germany, the Kaiser, and in the eastern Caucasus Mountains, the Khazar Aryans, the Khazar Aryans. You see, it's you have to know the meaning of these Ashavors, ladies and gentlemen, and it all of a sudden everything opens up, you know, and so where was I going with this? So that it was Yaltzar. In other words, all of the creation was a product of a star. It is the product of a star. The Earth, the Moon, Venus, Mercury, Mars, all came out of the sun. Now, the giant gaseous orbs, I suspect that they drifted in from without, because being gaseous orbs, they're like, the sun itself, a potential star that can be lit. And so there's many mysteries within our creation that we cannot perfectly define, because we weren't there. And so a lot of speculation, but yet the good news is, when you're connected with the one who made all things, then he's the one who reveals all things. So revelation has been with me all of my life, and he's continually revealed for me the true nature of things. And it is possible to know the true nature of things in this universe. It's meant to be. It was designed that way. It's a voice. There's a voice underlying, an underlying algorithm, a message saying it's about the light, ladies and gentlemen, the light. Let there be this. And of course, the Zorain is the primitive Indo-Germanic of light. They even told you in the program Zorro, they're telling you it's the power word, Zorro, and Zara and Zorro also means seed, right? And so the sun is a seed that brought forth life. It's a seed that brought forth life. Okay, and so there's so much. It's such a deep science, but yet it's far easier than learning Greek or Hebrew, because we're already speaking the Indo-Germanic. We're already speaking the primitive in our modern, and they brought it full all the way down the pike. They could have created something totally new, but this is, in effect, is their Achilles heel. It's almost like, they were saying, well, look, just in case we want to know the truth too and go back to it, can we use the same, diction, but yet we'll just modify the words a little bit, switch out a few letters and abbreviate them, and then nobody will know it, but we will. And that way, if we want to repent one day, maybe we can still go back home too. Who knows? And that's maybe why they did it. But no, it's their code. You see, that's what Lucifer means. Lucifer means the true cipher. Lucifer. Means that which is true throughout all time, and Sefer is cipher. And so the true cipher is the code. This is the true cipher. Okay, because I proved out already that the bright one, the bright and shining one, as they wanted to call it, Lucifer is not. That's a narrative, a false narrative, because the bright one is Adam, who was the first made on earth, taken up to the throne of the sun, and for 4 billion years named all things. No, it's L-O, or L-O-O in the Lu sense. The U is a corruption. It's 2 O's. Just love, okay? And but nice try. I mean, you're working with it. And cipher, C-Y, actually S-Y. It'd be S-Y-P-H-E-R. And because C is a corruption, it don't exist in nature. And so it's C-Y. And the I is a corruption. So, but anyway, you're doing it. That's great, And as you mix it up more in the pot, you'll get more familiar with it, and it'll make a lot a lot more sense, and more gravy, more gravy. And so Confucius says, "I hear and I forget, and I see and I can remember." So that's why we show the graphics on the screen, and we also type the words in the chat. And Jet, good to have you. There's the Royal California Mountie, Jet 88, riding down the trail, taking pictures of all the government officials, and questioning them. Okay, who are you? What are you here for? And it's kind of novel watching this woman wanting to take on California State, and the guys are afraid of her. They don't want to talk. Wait a minute, you filming me? Wait a minute, whoa. Let me roll up. I'm surprised he didn't put in gear and just get out of there with you on a horse like that. But anyway, you tricked him because there's the woman on a horse. He can't just run away from that, And so I'm telling you, some of the YouTubers out here are rather interesting quality of people, especially the kind that come in here, because they've all pretty well been flushed down the toilet. We found each other down here in the sewer, and then we said, "What are you doing down here?" "Well, I got beaten up over here." "What are you doing down here?" "Yeah, I got beaten up over there." "Yeah, they took me for everything I had." Or, I was a victim of the government experimental Project Monarch. I mean, every kind of and that's our wake up. That's when we woke up, because we found out, and we're drinking lemonade. We made lemonade out of the lemons. Throw in a little sweetener and some fresh water, and then it's not too bad. Actually, you can actually drink the lemons, and because we have no choice. We're here, and we got to figure everything out, and we've got to, and that's a hard thing, to figure out our dilemma in this world, and where this world comes from, And I got some noise going on outside. I'm wondering what that is. I'm in a pretty active town of Amish country, and they'll gallop their horses right down the alley here, down the main road. We got horse and buggies, and so a lot of activity. It's a tourist town, right square downtown over here. Yeah, and I'm pretty novel too. Actually, I got a novel town and a bunch of novel people that like to, well, I don't want to get into that, but you know what I mean. They actually claim to love the light, but they hate the light. They're dark in the darkness, and they've done a number on me for the last 5 years to prevent me from broadcasting. And finally, a couple ladies came forward, Ninja Cat and Yochelleg, and a few others behind the scenes, of course. And with the helping help of a friend, that might be a good song today. A little help from your friends, Yo. And yeah, we're doing it. We're broadcasting. We're bringing friends in from around the world, and people are getting it. It's such a small group. We're so grassroots. That it's like a shot in the dark, and nobody hears it. Because, and by the time we ever got up to several thousand listeners, they cut us off. We would have to probably stop using the J word or some other word, and and then we're here for a short moment in time, and maybe even shorter on YouTube. Maybe we'll be able to, get in another venue. There's a couple other broadcasting venues out there, and so we'll be keeping an eye on those as well. YouTube, really became the ultimate forum, and they bought it up from two geeks created YouTube, and then they gave them a couple $1 million and took it over, and then now they took the U out of it. It's no longer you, if you get my picture. And Mark Miller, good to have you on the broadcast, and so we're okay. We're gonna let's see. Well, we're gonna do just a couple words, and then we're gonna go to the Q&A with Just Love, and then any other questions that we have, we'll do after our special presentation, which is coming out of the Book of Jasher again, the final segment. Okay, so real quick, the word Yud. The Yud is a well, like when we hear Judah, okay, it's all a corruption. Remember, there's no J. There's no J in our in the diction. J is a latecomer, and then the D. The D is also corruption. They replaced the T. Notice how the T and the D sound the same. They're like the proverbial twins. And the T is the symbol of the cross, and it means life. Right? And so therefore it implies the rising sun, but the D is the letter of darkness and death and destruction, and it represents the setting sun. the sun, the light going down. You see, and so that's the game that's being played. So Judah is really like this, and in fact, the U doesn't exist. Okay, that's amazing. So here it is. Okay, so Judah is correctly Yutha, and it is represented as a dot. Okay, there's Judah, the dot, and the dot is the YUD slash YOOD. Okay, it's the Yud. It's the dot. It's the dot. The Yud is the dot. And remember what Yeshua said: not one symbol or one Yud will pass away from the law till everything be fulfilled. And so the dot is Yud is the abbreviation of, but it's correctly this, but it's correctly YOOTH. Okay, like that. So, but we pronounce it as Judah would be YOOTHA. Okay, and so this is original primitive root form. Notice the Hebrew. You couldn't even make sense out of any of the Hebrew letters because they don't want you to. It's a code. They've destroyed these original symbols. They took them away from the pure tradition, and they came out of Babylon. You know, the what we call Hebrew today, which is really Yiddish. We don't know what the real Hebrew is because that's 2,000 plus years ago, 2,500 years ago, give or take, 2,400 give or take, but yet the Babylonian Talmud, you know, came back to Jerusalem at the same time. Yavrul a Shalom, and so the word, so the youth is a star. So that which is smallest, the dot, represents that which is greatest, the sun. And so youth is the lion, right? The lion. That's the lion, and the lion, the African lion, is the prime symbol for the sun. Because he's got the furry hair around his head. He's like the male female, because typically women have long hair, but the king of the jungle has the long hair because he's representing the androgyny, the creation of life. That the sun is the 0 point on creating our solar system. It's a solar system, and everything goes around the mother star to continually be nourished by the sun. And so that's really the essence of the symbolism there. But so notice the word Yutha, and when it's the A, if the A is a consonant, because you can make it a consonant or a vowel, because we don't know, but we see in there the word youth, and the youth. So when you're in your youth, like say 16, 17, 18 years old, right? You're at your prime. You feel like you're immortal. You know, you don't have to sleep. You can go 3 days without sleeping if you wanted to, right? And so there's your youth. It means the energy of a star, you know. And when you're at that prime, actually at age 18, there's your 3 6s. 666 is 18, okay, and that is the 666 is the 3 6s and 18, and that's STAR. Correctly, TZAR. Okay, there it is. 666 is 18, and that's the number of a star. And so we were at our prime at age 18, right? Wish we could go back, right, and have that kind of energy. And so you see this, the power of this word, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's powerful. And 6 is the number of creation, and so the 3 6s are in the sun. And then 2 6s are on the earth, and that's why we've got Phillips 66, is a petrochemical company, and they call it Phillips 66 because they take the sun energy from the earth, not fossil fuel. There is no fossil fuel. That's one of the big lies. It's the sun energy, and that's why there's a company called Sunoco. Sunoco is a acronym for Sun Oil Company. They know it's sun oil. They know that the earth cooled and then it pocketed the energy reserves of a star, that the petrochemical is the energy reserve of a star, okay? And so there's also a highway 66, Route 66, that went from one side of the country to the other because it was of the earth. And man is the number 6. So man is the number 6. synonymous with the word sex. 6 days of creation. Then the earth is a bigger creation, and that's 66. And then the sun is the ultimate creation, and that's 666. And that's why the occult take it over, because they think they're stars. They claim to be of the light. It's a dynamic number. 36 you add up all the numbers from 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 up and including number 36, and it adds up to 666. And so double 36, you get 72, which is a cosmic number. Double it again, you get 144. That's a cosmic number, like and when it talked about the 144,000. But everyone misinterprets that when it is a symbol of perfection. That's really what it's talking about in that narrative. And we can go there anytime you want to talk about that. So my definition, I see you've got a statement there. So let's see what you got, Just Love. So what 666 means is a star, yeah, and that's the sign of the beast. No, the beast system just adopted the number. You see, they made it their code, their baby, just like they claim to be of the light, but they're of the darkness. Okay, so it's just about dealing with the true nature of these things, right? The occult, come on, benevolent, kissing your babies, vote for me. Then after they get done kissing your baby, they kissed you off. Then they're even willing to sacrifice you on a barbecue, right? I mean, come on, they're all pretenders. They're all pretenders, and it's another deal. So, but the numbers are not evil by themselves. It's not an evil number. The beast system is a dark star, so they're not 666. They're 0. They're a big zip, because they have nothing but a lie, a fraud. They put on the guise of brotherhood, but then they're all out for themselves. It's just for them, everything for them. Morals. They want more and they want it all. So let me just see what my definition here. I've got an Aryan proverb on the yud, on the yutha. Yutha is the smallest symbol in the Aramaic alphabet, and it is said to show that he who makes himself small will inherit the world to come. Wow, I forgot this proverb. I wrote this down out of one of my readings. I want to read that again. An Aryan proverb. The yud, the dot, the yutha, that and the synonymous with Judah, because that's what the tribe of Judah represented for Yeshua. Yud, yutha, is the smallest symbol in the Aramaic alphabet, and it is said to show that he who makes himself small, like Yeshua made himself a servant of everybody, made himself of no reputation, right? He who makes himself small will inherit the world to come. What did he say when he rose from the dead? All power on earth and in the cosmos has been given unto me. You see? And we can be one with his power, one with him, but we have to reduce ourselves to the little dot, to the yud, to make ourselves small. And whereas people want prestige and recognition and to feel important and all that, wear all their medals on their chest and, all of that, fancy stuff, the regalia, their sheepskin on their loin, all that stuff. Right. Be humble and surrender to ego and the self and to let another rule and to recognize that we didn't make ourselves. We were made by somebody else, and that and they are in full control, and we have no control because we can't keep ourselves alive. That's evidence that we have no control. We cannot keep ourselves alive. We had a beginning, we have an end on this planet, and so the only thing is to surrender to the light and to learn the truth about our true nature and where we come from, who we are, where we are, when we are, and why we are. Well, the D is a corruption. It's actually youth. Why? Go back up. Look at youth. Okay, and so so the whole word, is practically a code of corruption. J-U-D. Only the A and the H at the end of Judah is correct. The first 3 letters, J-U-D, all corruptions, all codes made by the corruptors. Okay, so we got that. So okay, we'll do a couple more words. And by the way, Just Love, you were going to call in on Skype when we're ready. Is that how we're going to do this, or were you just going to have me read? What I don't want to put you on the spot. We appreciate your interaction and participation. I just was so that way Shelley can be ready. If you're going to call in, are you going to call in and we're going to then you can do your follow up while and we can discuss it a little back and forth that way. It's your call. Okay. So in the meantime, I'll continue here. Heart, heart is the symbol of a shrine. Okay, so the heart is a shrine. Oh, well, yeah, well, okay, you don't have Skype? Skype would give us perfect quality. The phone's going to be bad quality, because I'll have to put it up to my headset. And you don't have Skype? Oh, there's a delay. I forgot that. Okay, so heart is the shrine, and oh, that's right. She can call in on the phone number. She can call in on the phone number. Put the number there, and then she'll be good to go. Shelley, thank you. Yeah, I'm forgetting. I got so much going on. I can't remember. What program am I on? What day is it? Who? Huh? Okay, and okay, let me put that in the H file for heart. And we got to have a lot of heart. That's a shrine. And then, I like this one, democracy, demo creatos. And I learned that one in 6th grade. I never forgot it when they told me that democracy was demo creatos, one of the few things I learned in school. And demo creatos literally means, the demon creation, right? Demo creatos, demon creation. And so the Freemasons are the progenitors of the democracy, which is the demon creation. So there's your demons, and there's your there's the so I like to call it the democracy, the mockery, because that's what the democracy really is. It's a mockery. It's a mockery on life. They purport benevolence, but always behind everything there's always the trap, right? The trick in the trade. Like our computer, is a two-way avenue, right? And they spy on us through the computer, through the cell phones, sign here, sign on the dotted line. Next thing you know, you signed away all your property to the state. The regal register means to a Regis Star, to register to the Regals, and so it's just really amazing. Okay, and what they've given us, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got to overcome the deception. They're preaching from the pulpits. The Scottish Rite and the Vatican Jesuits, and they created Benny Hinn. I think he's the best example of the pathetic nature of what is called Christianity today. With bodyguards and a Rolls Royce limousine and a jet and then the front rows stacked with Freemasons and rainbow women, what do they call them? The Eastern Star witches, and they're all ready to pretend that they're getting a healing, and they're all ready to fall backwards on, to be slain in the spirit, and it's just really an amazing show they put on, and it's an amazing show, ladies and gentlemen, but there's never any substance, and that's the thing. Just a lot of the price is right. There's another one. Even Bob Barker, in the jails, Bob, when you get your Chinese loafers in the jail and your shampoo and all that stuff, it all comes from China. And Bob Barker is the broker for the prison system. The price is right. You get it. They're all telling their story in front of us on their entertainment programs. It's absolutely astounding. And even on the bottom of the jailhouse slippers they give you, these plastic orange slippers, they got the number 888, which is the Greek numeral atrium for Jesus Christ. Okay, so they put the number of Yeshua right on the bottom of the soles of the feet. So it's just that's the mockery. You see, that's what I was just saying. It's a mockery on the ASHAYAACH, right? Just like that, we even said the name Jesus Christ is not what you think it means, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a sad narrative, because they're mocking us from day one in the cradle. Then they put their Masonic mortarboard on your head, right? And that Masonic mortarboard is, what do they put on a mortarboard? They put mortar, and it means that then you got mud in your eye and you can't see nothing, slave, because they educated you. Ed means to remove, educated you. They removed everything that you would have wanted to know and gave you Pig Latin and BS all the way from grade 1 through 12. Okay, and the university is even worse. It's the perfected version of all that, but they get you from your diapers. And so buried in Christ in the ASHAYAACH, when we're buried in Him, which is the first operation of soul novation. then we're waiting for the adoption of the Spirit. And so until that happens, we're in the grave with Yeshua and waiting for the moment when he says, Lazar, ray of light, Ulazar, not Lazarus, Ulazar, come forth. Ulazar, come forth. And that's when you rise from the death, okay? And that's when you receive the Spirit. And but you know, these things are not properly taught within the religious realms. You know, they dance around them, but they never explain the metaphysics of creation and of the soul novation story. Soul novation, becoming a new star. That's what soul novation is, not salvation. They want you salivating, you know. No, it's soul novation. That's the corruption, again, abbreviation of a word. And if you're hearing this for the first time, I know you're hearing this for the first time, and because you don't hear this anywhere else, all of this that we talk about, you know, but it's been a 40-year prep on bringing it to you, and I wasn't ready till just this past year to really bring it all on the table. And for a long time, the things I saw, I just didn't talk about because I'm thinking, geez, nobody knows this stuff. What's going on here? And how come they don't, you know, and it's the grand conspiracy to cover for mankind. They've been doing it for thousands of years. Okay, thousands of years. Chevron, yeah, a chevron is the V symbol, right? So there's the chevron, right? And it's also number 7. There's the chevron again, and 7 is perfection, and so it implies that the creation is perfect. You see, and yeah, and the W is code for the V, and yeah, this is how the game has been played. Okay, so so the 10 Commandments also, you know, it's like, you know, the terminology of how we've been handed things and we've repeated them all of our lives are not necessarily true, not necessarily correct, and often are misleading. And so just like the golden age of light, what Yeshua ushered in was the golden age of light and reason, the ability to know that you know that you know, and to have the light go on, not to go off, the light go on, and therefore to receive a vision or you know, a travain, a divine travain is the correct word. There's the D switch out again, the T for the D, travain revelation, and so just like with the 10 Commandments, they're really, you know, we could call them commandments, but the literal sense is not there, and it's really the 10 judgments, you see. And so there's the judgment. The judgment is, you know, will you follow them? And so, like when they talk about the judgment, we've always been given this picture about that people are going to stand in line one day, and we're all going to have our number. You know, we're all going to be standing. Oh, you're in line too, huh? Oh, there you are. Okay. You know, and we're all standing in line. It's not that way. You see, now is the judgment. This is the judgment right now. And see what the great judge did that is so profound in nature when he could, well, we're already condemned, as when Yeshua said, I come not to condemn the world. Why? Because the world was already condemned. It was under the curse of death. And so what he ultimately did, the great judge that could just destroy us all, be done with us, we're so stupid and pathetic as a people on this planet. Instead, the great judge did the most profound thing. He decided he was going to make us all be our own judge. And we will make a decision and a determination as to where we will go right here and now. So you see, you are the Yud-K. The Yud-K is the judge, the focusing light. So if you don't have to focus light on yourself, you can stay in that darkness, or you can focus light on yourself, and you can take a good look, and you can then decide that you know, you need to be born a second time, because that's what the original word is, the second born. And thank you, Tiddly. I'm glad you're enjoying the broadcast. If I read you correctly there, and yeah, we make lemonade out of lemons here, you know, because we have to see and read things for ourselves, and we have to realize that they've altered all of our words. Okay, they've altered all of them, and so that's the great enigma that we're dealing with. And maybe one more word here. Okay, I'll put this under C for commandments, and no, I should put that under T for 10. Okay, I got my card files here. I got 40,000 3x5 cards, and if I could ever get typing, you know, I have the biggest dictionary of Indo-Germanic that anybody ever saw before, and that's what we're dealing with in these terminologies, is the Indo-Germanic. They've hid something right in front of us, and but we're not able to decipher it because we've been put under the spell, and the spell is their control of words. Okay, just like pine tree is pin tree, the pins on the tree, right? The pin trees are the ones that have the real stiff needles, right? They hurt, like I think the spruce, right? I can't remember, all the different. But then the fir, then another one evergreen tree is called the fir tree, and that's the fire tree, you know. And so there's all, and so like we call, we talk about the alpine, right, up in Switzerland, right? But what it literally, it's really the alpine. It's the alpine because that's all you find up there, up in the highest reaches of the mountains, is the alpine. It's all pine trees up there, right? The beautiful, beautiful pine trees. And so, well, that's interesting. Pineal pine. Yeah, the pin, because it's a focal point, Jet. That's got to be why. It's a focal point, behind our forehead, right? The pineal. So there you go. And so the Alps is a code for the alpha, and then the Tibetan mountains. Tibet is the Tau. You see, so we got the Aleph and the Tau, the A and the T, the first letter of the alphabet, last letter of the alphabet. You got the Alpha Mountains in the west, in the mind control peonage of the Europeans, because they're slaves, so they're peons, Europeans. And then we have the Tibetan mountains with the Tau at the end, and that's where the ancient Aryan Brahmin Zavaran priesthood's been hiding all their great technology in the mountains of the Tibetan mountains and the Caucasus mountains in northern India. That's where it all. That they're telling you, but you can't read it. You see, just like even the word laundry means lawn dry. Lawn dry, right? I've had a list of this stuff. I can pull a whole presentation together on this, a good one, a good example. Go ahead and put it on the screen. The serpent pants, shirt pants, right? We put on the shirt, we put on the pants. I didn't name these clothing. I didn't put